Today we're making some Banoffee bars. If you're new to Banoffee bars, they have a cookie crust, a caramel toffee layer, a layer of bananas, and then a layer of whipped cream on top, followed by some chocolate flakes. Look at those layers. It's absolutely delicious and it comes together so easy. So we'll start by making all the different components and then we'll show you how to put it together. Because we need to bake our crust, we're going to start with that with some almond flour, sweetener of choice, some cinnamon, and then some melted coconut oil. Then we're going to mix it all together. We're going to press it into an 8 by 8 inch pan. And then we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes till it starts to go golden brown. Now that our base layer is complete, we're going to put it aside to cool while we make our other layers. One of the layers is a super thick caramel or toffee sauce. Now we've shared a recipe before, so we're not going to show it here. We're going to link it right here if you want to watch that one. And then you're just going to want to cook your caramel sauce an extra 5 minutes, so it's going to be super thick. Or you can grab a can of store-bought dulce de leche. We're working on our whipped cream layer now. We've scooped the top solid portion out of 2 cans of coconut milk that have been sitting in the fridge overnight. It helps the cans to separate, so we've scooped them out and we are now going to whip it till it's nice and smooth and fluffy. We've added no extra sweetener here, but go ahead if you like to add some maple syrup, maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons, and maybe some vanilla too, but we've kept it nice and simple here. I'm going to pop this in the fridge while we prep our last layer, which is the bananas, and then we will start assembling. So my bananas are a little too ripe. You probably want them a couple days before this when they're nice and speckly, but they don't have all these bruises. So I'm going to cut off these bruises to salvage these bananas because my only other bananas are green. And all you're going to want to do is cut them into slices. And as an afterthought, when I was assembling this, I probably would have gone for an extra banana or two so there was way more banana, because this barely made a single layer in our banoffee pie. But I did also lose some banana to my bruises. So alright, so our first layer we're going to add here is our caramel or toffee sauce. See how it's super duper thick? And as it cools and chills in the fridge, it will thicken even more, letting you slice it nice and clean. I got a little frustrated with my parchment paper, so I grabbed some of our clips. It's a handy trick if you can get some. They're office supply clips. Just make sure they're fully metal so that they're oven safe if you're going to pop them in the oven to bake anything. But if you're just going to use it like this to chill, it doesn't really matter. You can just clip your paper, or you can even tape your paper out of the way while you're adding your layers. With our caramel layer all spread out, our next layer is bananas, and you're just going to want to lay them in a row. You'll see near the end that I actually run out of banana and I end up spacing the bananas out a little bit more. That is because I had to cut off some of my banana. It should have made a full layer if I had 2 full bananas. But if you love banana, feel free to cut up a 3rd or 4th banana, especially if you have a bunch of ripe ones kicking around that need to be used up. Once we've got that layer complete, we're going to grab our whipped cream from the fridge. You can scoop all the whipped cream out of your bowl on top of your bananas, and then we're just going to spread it out so it's nice and even. And then to finish it off, we're going to grab some chocolate. So grab a piece of chocolate, and then you can use either a microplane if you have one, and if you don't, you can totally use a potato or carrot peeler. I'll show you how to use both. And then if you have neither a carrot peeler or a microplane, you can just melt your chocolate in the microwave and then you can drizzle it over top. And that's it, guys. Your Banoffee pie bars are complete. You could eat them right now. However, if you were to cut it, it would be very messy. I'll show you what ours is like. I put it in the fridge for 2 hours before we cut ours and it was still a little sloppy. So if you want them to cut nice and neat, your caramel needs to set up enough. So you could leave it up to 4 hours or more. It's really nice. The longer it sits, your flavors kind of meld and the base kind of softens from the moisture of the caramel and the bananas. This also freezes really well. However, your bananas will be much softer after you thaw it, or you can even eat it from frozen. The whipped cream kind of becomes almost like an ice cream. Okay, so these are my bars after 2 hours in the fridge. The caramel has set up some, but not completely. So it is possible to cut it, but when you see inside, it is a little bit messy. See those layers though? You've got your base cookie layer, your bananas and your caramel, topped with your whipped cream and your chocolate shavings. So good. Enjoy, guys. And if you want to make your caramel from scratch for this recipe, we'll link it here so you can watch it next.